morning, America. My name is Megan Edwards with the Aaron Willer Group, and today I'm with Scott Rigell, the U.S. Representative of Virginia's 2nd Congressional District. Thank you so much for being here today with us, Scott.
Well, thank you, Megan. I appreciate being on your show.
Oh, thank you. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate you for all your success since your win in the 2010 election against Glenn Nye.
Oh, well, thank you. We worked really hard, and I'm just honored that the folks of the 2nd District wanted to send me to Washington. We're working hard to stay true to the commitments and the values that we ran on.
I agree. And I applaud you on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Could you tell us a little bit about how you first got into politics?
Well, I've always been concerned about our country and the direction of our country, and I volunteered for the Marine Corps Reserve to be like my dad. He was a Marine, and it was just a way of showing concern for the country. And then I've always tried to help the right people get elected. I know that leadership matters.
Yes.
It matters who runs a business or runs our country, and so I helped the right people get elected over the years, tried to. And then in 2009, I just came to the conclusion after a considerable amount of consideration and prayer with my family that my skill set matched up with the challenges that are facing our country. So I put myself before the voters and was honored by the outcome.
Thank you, Congressman. I attend Norfolk State, where last year we had a 6% tuition increase, and this time around the same time we had a 7% increase. If education is so vital to the government, why do we continue to see government cuts to state institutions?
You know, the rate of inflation, the general rate of inflation, is about a third of the numbers that you just mentioned right there. The tuition rates are set, within each state and within each institution. It's not principally a federal matter to set the actual tuition rates. And I really think the key, Megan, is to grow our economy and to get our economy going again, because that's when the necessary tax revenues are generated so that we can strengthen our schools and strengthen our hospitals and health care. And that's why I'm such a strong advocate for job creation. Giving opportunities for students coming out of Norfolk State and ODU and TCC, an opportunity to earn a good wage and to provide for their families.
Yes, I agree on that. I have a blog. It's called ViaMeezy, and I discussed Osama bin Laden's death and how it's now a historic moment in our time. Do you feel like justice truly has been done?
Well, I believe so. I don't celebrate in the sense of going to the streets or anything. I don't fault those who did. I really don't. But for me personally, I was delighted. Just there was I think a real deep sense of satisfaction that a man who had created so much harm, not only for Americans, the 3,000 plus lives that were lost, but I think he's hurt Islam. I think he's hurt the Muslim faith, and I think his radical extremist views. He valued death more than life, or at least he taught that to many others, to value death. Yet I also think it's pretty telling. It's one thing to go tell somebody else to go die, for this cause, but he never took on the more brave missions himself. He's always kind of tucked back around there watching TV. So I'm not impressed by him, and I'm glad he's gone.
I agree on that. I feel like since the 2008 election with Barack Obama and John McCain, youth has become more involved in politics. But I also feel like we lack awareness. How do you feel college students and younger can become more aware of the government and also their political preference?
I think the president, one thing he did, remarkably well, maybe because he's tall and he's handsome and his wife's beautiful and he's charismatic. And he's younger, he's a younger president, and so I think that for a host of reasons, he really connected with young people, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing to get folks to come out and young people to come out. I do believe, though, I disagree with the president on many substantive issues about how do we create jobs and how do we get our economy going again. So what I'm hoping is not only this upcoming election cycle, but from just continuing out, that not only young people, but all Americans we are facing profound challenges, and we need to become educated on the issues, and not just rely upon what our parents might have told us or someone, but really just to walk through and say, why do I believe what I believe, and look at the facts and see where the facts take us. That's how I try to approach decision making. Less concerned about the political affiliation, often noted by that letter behind your name, whether it's a D or an R, an I, but more about what is the best policy, what are the best solutions to the challenges that are facing us.
So do you feel like newspapers, the on computer, magazines, all those are also good sources and outlets?
And I like to look at a variety of sources. I think that's also important. I sometimes listen to television stations, journalists who don't agree with me, because I want to understand, am I missing something, or is there a different way to look at this? So I think it's important to not just listen to a news organization that reinforces your own views. I think it's important to get a variety of sources. It doesn't mean you just, there are some organizations that are putting out terrible information. I think it's very important to get the substance, the facts, because that's how, I've always run a business, and I think that's how we can best run our country, is to make sure we have the facts and to be informed and then make a good decision.
Yes, I agree on that. Thank you so much for taking time out today to do this interview, and thank you for everything you have done for the 2nd District.
I appreciate that. I appreciate being on the show, and I appreciate the good work that you're doing and the opportunity to spend some time with the folks who are listening.
Thank you.